So we're literally going to go bootstrap straight into my Follow Boss account, and I am going to show you how to build it out. So yeah, I am inside of my Follow Boss account. Again, I am the owner of my account. You would be able to see this if you are not an owner of your account, but only the owner has access to this little button right here. I call this my little widget. If you're not an owner, you won't have access to this, so you cannot create different what we call deal pipelines. Deal pipelines are all these things that are at the very top. So you can have multiple different things. Like I said, because I'm a TC company, I also build TC systems for people. I literally have like all of my pipelines, almost like an assembly line inside of here. So that way you can kind of like basically track everything all in one. So this is also kind of like my project management tool. Okay. So for outbound referrals, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through how I would build it from scratch. If you're the owner, go here to your little gear icon, hit the little add pipeline, and I'm just going to call this demo so I know to delete this later. Let's call this outbound referral tracking. So I'm going to save that pipeline, and you have a blank slate. So if you've ever used Trello, that is called Kanban style, that little board style that you kind of walk through each phase of the pipeline. This is how you would basically set it up, right? So you would go here, I would add the stage. And so, Chase, I'm going to pick on you. What are the stages that you're tracking for an outbound referral? What was the first thing, what I call like the first milestone?
I mean, connected, referred out will be the first step.
Referred out, right? So let's call that connected. Sure, that sounds good. And then I'm going to go ahead. You can pick all these colors if you want to. I use a traffic light system, the yellow, green, red, like traffic light. We all kind of understand what that is in the US and hopefully other parts of the world. But I usually just start with yellow. First of all, it's just the first color default in Follow Boss, and I like to see everything pending. That's fully not closed. That would be my green. The red would be like if it fell through, it terminated, we expired the referral. That was what I would use red for. This one we'll talk about at the end when we get to the close section of your referral, but you could also use this for reporting if you want to mark it as the close stage. But we'll get back to that in a little bit. So we'll start out referred out, correct. I would usually start out there as well. Next thing I would probably do is once it's referred out, you probably want to check in with them every so and then. So Chase, if you sent Brad Pitt to me, how often will be checking in with me on how the referral goes?
Well, I mean, I want to make sure you connect with them first, but at least once a week from there.
Ooh, once a week. Okay.
Yep.
And it's totally up to you how you want to do operations. Normally my referrals are anywhere from like 1 year to 18 months out. So I don't check with them every single week. For me, I usually check with them like every month or every 3 months. So it really depends on what type of like team you are. If you're solo and you're doing everything, you probably don't have the capacity to check in every single week. Or if you do, use Follow Boss with the automations. You can have an automatic email go out and it's almost set it and forget it, kind of like in the system if you use that as well. So let's go with the weekly check-in, right? We'll call this weekly check-in or weekly follow-up. Okay, so we'll add that stage and let's just go straight to under contract, right? Like referral is under contract. So I like to use kind of like the orange system to let me know that that's pending. And then let's just say like referral closed. And here's that green, just to let me know that that's money coming in and also like we've won, we've closed it. Now this is where I would go to mark that deal as closed because that would show up in your reporting because I actually want to track this in my financial trackers, also my Follow Boss deals. I'm looking at that pipeline. I want that amount to actually show up as my my GCI, my whatever my referral commission was. So I'm going to save that there. And then last stage is, let's say, referral terminated or expired. We don't have different pipelines for this, but you can split if you want to as well. So, all right. So that's about as simple as I can get with the referral pipeline, right? So next thing I'm going to do is basically I'm going to go in and, use Brad Pitt. He's going to be a referral of mine. And I have some dummy data already in here. But what I would want to do is if I'm sending Brad Pitt to Chase, right? I would just go here to my deals referral, and I'll just put, Brad Pitt Enterprises. Let's say I sent him the corporation. Right? And I'm going to hit the little green button so that saves my demo, my outbound referral tracking. He's right there. And let's say I refer them out, connected with Chase, and I'm going to be tracking this. And let's say he's buying, I don't know, like he's a little bit poor. He hasn't been making a lot of movies. So he's going to buy a $500,000 house in California. Right. And I'm expecting him. He said he's going to want to close something by the end of June. So I'm going to put that my anticipated close date, and who knows, maybe it's going to be 25% of, I don't know what it is out there. So 500,000, 3, and I'm going to get 25% of it. So let's just say I'm getting 3750 out of this.
Right, you put 5 million on the price, which is probably more accurate, by the way, but
sorry.
It's still too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably gonna get mad at me that he's buying a $500,000 house. I don't know, maybe it's for his pets or something. But there's Brad Pitt, and we're going to go ahead and leave him there. Now, a couple of things you could do. You could literally just move him from referred out to hey, we got any maybe W-9s, we got to send out a referral agreement and things like this. We're gonna get a little bit fancy. Maybe some of you have already used this before, but I'm going to go and build an action plan. So I just went to admin action plan. Again, I'm going to call this a demo one. So I'm going to delete this later. And let's just call this the referred out action plan. Right. I don't want this to pause. And we won't go into all the details, but basically, like, if Chase emails me back, I want the plan to still continue going. I'm going to make sure all email addresses are going to include it for all the steps. I want to share this with my entire team member, but if you want this exclusive just to you, if you're on a team, then maybe you want just a referred out action plan for Chase. You can make this private if you want to. I'm actually going to make this private because I don't want my team to see it by accident. But here would be like my steps that I would take during this step, right? So let's say I am going to send referral agreement to a referral agent, right? Or actually, my first thing is going to be draft that referral agreement. And I'm going to assign that to my project manager, Eddie. He's going to send that out on day 0, which is today. Next, after he drafts it, I want him to send that referral. And I'm going to do an email task type. Now, you could have this automated, but a few things, I actually don't automate a lot of my tasks, especially as a TC. I want to control what I get sent out. I want to be able to send attachments and things. So that's why I don't really use send email a lot. That's really good for the lead part of things, but really not good for outbound referral or TC things. So I don't automate a lot of my emails. But there we go. I'm going to make sure that Eddie gets that sent out. And next thing is I'm going to track referral agreement is signed and get copy of W-9. Confirm it's dated for the same year. So, so if you don't know, for W-9s, for financial tracking, it has to be signed for the year that it closes, for our audits and things like that. So I always double check. Like for where in 2025, if I have one from last year for 2024, I would ask and update my referral agent and ask them for an updated W-9 for this year. So, and those would be assigned to me because I'm the agent on that one, and that's what I'm tracking, right? So let's say I add that. What you can do next is go to operations, and this would be step 3 of it. But let's say this is a demo, and this would be outbound referral, connected, and I'm going to make that match. What I want it to do is when my deal stage is changed, and I've got a bunch in here, so I'm going to look for outbound referral, but this is referred out. And once I'm connected, then I want it to automatically run this action plan. Again, I'm going to look for that demo. That's basically all I'm telling it is like, whenever I change that deal stage to the outbound referral, referred out connected, run the same action plan that matches the name of it. And I want this to run like multiple times. So I'm going to save that and I'm going to enable that. So going back to my Brad Pitt, and he's right here. Again, we already have him in the connected. I'm going to move him to another stage. Actually, another thing I forgot as well whenever you build out these things, and if you want to use the same automation like I did, you have to have a start temp stage, because the triggers inside Follow Boss, you need to have something called a deal stage change, right? Remember, I went straight from just referred out, and there was nothing here before it. It basically like won't kickstart because it didn't have a stage change. So I'm just going to move this around. Why is my screen not working for me? Technical difficulties. Give me 1 second. There we go. And now I have two. So let's delete this one as a duplicate. So I always have like start temp stage in any of mine, because I always use this automation for every single thing, especially for transaction management work and listing coordinating work. This is how I kickstart all of my action plans. So my logic is every single pipeline has an attached action plan and attached automation that matches. So when I move them through this pipeline, some kind of task list action plan automates and runs for me. So again, I'm going back to Brad Pitt. Remember, I had moved him to the referral expired. Now, if I move him to referred and connected, as you can see right here, that action plan we just created, it just ran. It has now been completed. All of these tasks are assigned to Eddie and myself. And so this is what I'm going to use to track out, everything that's being done. We use also like the internal system. Like if Eddie says, hey, I sent this out, I can see that he sent it from our email. I can see if he texts the agent from here or the client and said, hey, I referred you out to my good friend Chase out in California. Let me know how it goes. Everything will be tracked from the client standpoint to see where Brad Pitt is really at. And I'm not going to build out the rest of it just for the sake of time, but you could, again, build it out for the weekly follow-up. And if you wanted to, you can have a weekly email follow-up for 52 weeks. You can have it for 3 years, however long your cadence is for when you have your referral. That's why usually when I build this out, I usually build my check-ins for every month for about 18 months, because that's anywhere from 12 to 18 months. That covers most of my outbound referrals. It's a very simple email. I can just show you what I usually send out. And it's just like, hi, Chase. How's it going with Brad Pitt?
Where's my money?
Yeah. Where's my money? Just kidding. You wouldn't probably say that unless you're like that close with them. But you could just have that literally just automate, what you need to. I usually just say, let me know of any updates or anything I can help with. Yeah. And so that literally just is set it for forget it for me. So it goes out every single month. I don't have to do anything. Most of the time I'll just like check in to like maybe text Chase and like, he hasn't responded to me in a while, and my emails have been going out for about like 4 months or whatever. But I'm always checking in with my client, the referral, and then also I'm checking in with my referral agent as well. So many different ways you can do this. If you have Texting Betty, if you have lead engage, call action, anything that has like texting capability, street text, you could also automate this as part of the action plan to say every call action I found out can do like every day of the week, like every Friday. You can also send this out like every days and have a texting plan that goes out to the agent instead of on top of the email as well. So that is how I track my referrals. And every single week, I would just go in here to my outbound referral, right? See where Brad Pitt is. Great, he's referred. And this is where the money is. And as you can see, this is now red, meaning whenever you look at the deals reporting section, this will be reported in your numbers if you're looking in the deals reporting. I'll save that for another session for deals reporting. I love that. But you can just literally move them through the pipeline, and our goal is to get them here.